Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers! Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tonya, and today I'm with you beautiful Cancer people because we're talking about your life over the next 6 months, okay? And that's because there's 3 pretty significant celestial happenings going on that I think that you should know about, and we should talk about it because you're informed that way. But before I get into all of that, if you vibe with the WizdomDropz platform and me and everything we're doing here, then subscribe because we are building tribe, all right, Cancers? And your energy is so caring and beautiful, and you're such deep, intuitive feeling people, and I appreciate what you bring. So please do join us here, bring us your energy, comment down below, do whatever you want to build this community platform in a way that feels authentic to you. But if you are in presence with this energy, you resonate with what I put out there for you, then I welcome you to join us because we're building a community, okay? Now, moving right along, Cancers, these are significant events for you because all 3 of the things that I have mentioned, Mars entering Aries, Mercury retrograding your sign, and the eclipses, okay, all those things are happening in angular houses. And if you don't already know, angular houses are big freaking deal houses, Cancers, because those are the houses that change your life. When you hear astrologers hype things up and you're like, I don't know if I should believe that because they're just like hyping all the time, everything is hype. When it's your angular houses, the hype is real, okay? Because angular houses are the 1st, the 4th, the 7th, the 10th. These are the houses that make up the foundation to any given chart. It's kind of like the skeleton to a chart. So it's the skeleton to life, and they're the houses where we see big, dramatic, bold change that actually changes one's life, okay? So you and 3 other signs, the other cardinal signs, are getting that kind of activation right now for the next 6 months. But this video is about you, so let's get into it. Mars is entering Aries first, right off the bat. And when we think about that, that's going to be significant for you because that's your 10th house. So what does that mean for you? For the next 6 months, which is an abnormally long time for Mars to be in a sign, it's only happening because of its retrogradation cycle there. You're going to be experiencing shifts and energy in your career environment and your public presentation of self. So however you personally present in the world, Cancers, through your public life and through your achievement, through your kind of legacy that you've built for yourself, if that's a mother or if that's some type of professional out in the world that's, probably also Cancerian, like nurturing like a healthcare worker, or who knows what you do, Cancer, but you could be a designer. Cancers can do anything that brings like warmth and nourishing and beauty of that emotional presence level to the world, and caring, But whatever it is for you, you're going to be invigorated for the next 10 months to do that. And you might be making some changes there because Aries is a very entrepreneurial sign and Mars is there in its own sign. So, it has good dignity, in other words. So whatever does happen in your career for the next 6 months is probably going to be rather auspicious, Cancers, because Mars is in, good health in that location for you. So cool. And you'll probably be having just a lot of energy to bring to work because Mars is one of the engines of the zodiac along with the sun. So that's really cool. P.S. Listen to your moon and rising sign if you haven't already, Cancers, because, that's also relevant. But moving right along to the second bullet point, which is Mercury, and that's retrograde in your sign right now, and that's actually going to be in effect through at least mid-July, but those of us who are students of astrology, we know that sometimes the planets take time to marinate, so it could be like through July for you that you experience this. But Mercury retrograde in your sign is pretty deep because Mercury is the planet of thought and communication and intellect in many ways, okay? And when it's in your own sign, anytime you have a retrograde, that's going to be reflecting, redoing, revising, revisiting. Things from the past can come up, thoughts and ideas from the past, communication patterns from the past can come up. But I heard a really good astrologer lately say that retrogrades, in his opinion, are second chances. So if there's something you've been thinking about doing as it relates to you, because it's in your 1st house, and this is significant. Anytime you have a planet in the 1st house doing something like this, it's like, pay attention, because it's in your 1st house. It's you. It's your house. Your essence, But in that vein of thought, I think that you're, as a Cancer, going to be rethinking a lot about your life, your purpose, what you're doing with yourself in the world, how you've been meeting the world, how you've been showing up for the world, Cancer. I think you're going to be gaining a lot of insight and be thinking kind of critically about how you've been doing things to date and what you need to do differently moving forward, because this is in your sign. And I think a lot of Cancer people out there are going to be getting more in tune with those emotions that you are so known for, but also you're going to be in tune with them at a level where you can actually turn those emotions into concrete, or maybe not concrete, but into thoughts that turn into concrete actions. And that's why I said earlier, I think you're going to have some shifts in your career, possibly, and if not shifts, but you're going to be bringing a new energy of like rebirth there, because Mercury is all about what we're doing and our skill, and it's in you. It's about you right now. That's the retrograde. It's on your ascendant or your sun or your moon, Cancer energy. So you're going to be rethinking and revisiting some things about yourself. And you Cancers can also be diving deep into some things that you've previously like not wanted to acknowledge. You can have a second chance to acknowledge and to process those things. So there's that. I don't know what that means specifically for you, but the energy is there for you and it's happening. Now that brings us seamlessly into our third topic, which is the eclipses, okay? And you as a Cancer have been having a 1.5 years of incredible activation with the eclipses between your axis of the 1st and 7th. You Cancers and Capricorns, okay? Since January 2019. And finally, can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah! Because you're having the last series of eclipses happening June 2021. We just had one in your sign, and also again on July 4th or 5th, okay, of 2020. That's happening. The last of a 1.5 years long cycle is happening. Now the implications around this are still lasting though for the next 6 months, because anytime you have an eclipse, it takes 6 months for that energy to fully ripen or marinate or settle, because if you think about it, it's a new moon, say in Cancer that we just had, that eclipse, the new moon eclipse, it takes 6 months for us to have a full moon in Cancer from a new moon, and vice versa with Capricorn. So through the end of 2020, we're still under the influences of those eclipses, but they're not going to be again happening, and it's not going to be maybe as prominent. But if you're a Cancer out there who's like, where has all the energy been that everybody's hyping up? Where are all these fated events that everybody's happening up? Nothing's happened for me the last 1.5 years. Expect it to crystallize, okay, and really manifest in this last 6-month phase, because sometimes it just takes time for things to settle in like that, and this is the last big kick. So if you haven't had a big shift, you will, okay, Cancers? Just trust and believe, you will. So with that said, this is your 1st and 7th house. This is a big freaking deal axis. It's you in relationships. If you're a Cancer and you've been in a miserable relationship, this Mercury retrograde in your sign could be you rethinking what you really deserve and who you really are valuable to in your lives, and how you need to make some shifts around that, because your 7th house is partnerships. And I wouldn't doubt a lot of Cancers out there who are in like less than satisfying relationships. You could have divorce, you could have separation, you and your partner could break up. You could also very much so find a destined, fated partner, Cancers, because you're still under that eclipse energy in the 1st and 7th house. So if you've been single forever and you're like looking for that, and you've been doing the spiritual and the inner work, you could very much so manifest a fated karmic partner, like a spiritual partner who's destined for you in this remaining 6-month period under the influence of these eclipses. So there's that. That's pretty cool, you know. I think a lot of Cancers though are really reflecting on their worth and their value, because Mercury is there, and Cancers tend to be, people can take advantage of you sometimes because you are so nourishing and nurturing. So just be aware of that, Cancers, that you are going to have some shifts between yourself, your own identity, what you believe you are, and who you believe you are, what you believe you're capable of. This is all going through deep transformations, and Mercury is there to help you usher in this last eclipse cycle in that retrograde phase. It's really helping you kind of get in tune with the deep behind the scenes, behind the mask, what's really going on with Cancer. And it is all about you. That's all about you. So listen, please, Cancers, for your own good, listen to what comes up, okay, for yourself. And I think you're going to see some really positive results with what comes up, okay? Now, before you leave, if this video brought you value, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that jazz. Put a comment down below if you want to share with me, you know, what's going on in your life this last year and a half. I would appreciate knowing some of that just from my own studies around astrology. And last but not least, if you want a reading with me, I am booking clients right now. You can reach out at WizdomDropz@gmail.com, and I will get back in touch with you with my rates and specials. And with that said, my friend, until next time and through next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.